Well, the art of understanding, I think it springs forth from listening, listening to another person on, on their terms, and and receiving what it is they're trying to get across. It matters so much to people to feel heard, to feel seen, and to feel received. We know this, but we have to remember this, I think, over and over again, because I mean, so often we're all just kind of living in this stupor of trying to maximize our comfort and minimize our discomfort that we overlook what is most important, which is, again, circling back, the opportunity of this moment. And the opportunity of this moment comes in relation to the other people that we're dealing with, and the quality of attention we bring to them and to the possibilities that inhere in any circumstance.
Yeah.
The good possibilities.
And you might say that the understanding has to start with you understanding that the self cannot exist without the other, right? You cannot be here
Bingo.
unless you have the other person, right?
Right.
And this is essentially what I see is happening all around the world at the moment. I kind of call it an assault on middle ground. Like what's happening is there is no middle ground anymore. We're unable to come to a conversation and when we're unable to come to a conversation, understanding that there are very real reasons why you would feel the way you feel. There are very real reasons why I would feel the way I feel. And what you see is all of a sudden you've got people on the right who say, if you're on the left, you're an absolute idiot. And there's people on the left who say, I don't want to speak to anyone on the right because obviously you're an absolute Trump supporter, idiot, loser, like whatever it is like that. And so it's a very inhuman belief that things are all one way and that you have everything right. And that's absolutely never the case, right?
It's never the case. And it's not even that satisfying to be right. It's just kind of a cheap thrill.
Yeah. That's such a great insight. It's so true. It's so true. Try being right. Yeah. But as soon as you do that, as soon as you're like, you know what, I am right, and you kind of shut the other side down, you don't feel great about that.
No, you're lonely.
Yeah.
You're lonely.
But how easy is it? How easy is it to change when you know that the other person has heard you, right? When you know that the other person has, as you said, received you, all the barriers go down. Everything shuts down and you are open to having that conversation. That's why for me, literally the only thing that would make me not want to have a conversation with someone is if they come to the conversation saying, I have all the answers, and if you think this, then I don't want to talk to you, right? And that's kind of like, it's kind of like a paradox because I'm doing the exact same thing, right? I'm coming to the conversation saying there's a prerequisite here, right? and so you can't win. You absolutely can't win. But I think it's a beautiful thing to consider that there needs to be a common ground, and that all starts with receiving what the other person has to say and putting yourself in their perspective, right?
Yes, and that's something over which we do have control.
Yeah. We just don't practice it often enough.
We don't practice it often enough. But there's every single moment, there's the opportunity to make that pivot in that direction. And that's where all the power is, in that little pivot, which is elective. I mean, nobody's holding a gun to our head and telling us that we have to be rigid and shut down and uh, lacking a kind of emotional porousness. Is that a word? Porous. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go with it.
We'll go with it. I love to make up new words.
We'll look it up